Hi everyone. We're going to study about angles in between parallel lines. Before I go to what is parallel lines, before I go to the angles between the parallel lines, let me tell you what is a parallel line. When I talk about parallel lines, it means two lines. It could be lines like this, okay, or it could be lines like this. And these two lines are equidistant from each other. That means the distance between the two lines will remain the same always. So these two lines are equidistant from each other, same distance apart, and they keep on extending. And how much ever they extend, they will never meet each other. If they meet each other, they will not be parallel lines. So, what is important to understand is what is parallel lines. Now we talk about angles between the parallel line. So first angle is corresponding angles. Second is alternate angles. Okay, corresponding angle, alternate angles, co-interior angles. These are the three types of angles that you find in parallel lines. So you should know the properties of these angles. If you want to know about details in the different types of angles, you should go back and watch the video of lines and angles. So let's first talk about corresponding angles. When I talk about corresponding angles, what is corresponding angles? Corresponding angles are the angles which are in the shape of F. Corresponding angles. Angles which are in the shape of F. So if you have this two parallel lines and I talk about corresponding angles, this two angles would be corresponding angles. F. It will be in the shape of F, 1 and 2. It could be also like this in the shape of F. So 1 and 2. Corresponding angles. Angles in the shape of F. So if you had these two parallel lines like this, so these two angles are corresponding angles. These two angles are corresponding angles. Anywhere you can take, okay? Can my these two angles are corresponding angles? If I take vertically and I have this line which goes over here, okay? So these two angles, which two angles? This angle and this angle is corresponding angle. Again, I take a line over here. I want an F. This angle and this angle is corresponding angle. So angles which are in the shape of F are corresponding angles. You need to spot very clearly what are your corresponding angles. So if I see over here, I have these two parallel lines and there is this line over here. Okay. Now F, corresponding angles. F, corresponding angles. F, corresponding angles. F. So one F like this, F like this, F like this, or F like this. These are all what? These are all corresponding angles, and all the pairs of corresponding angles are equal. So this angle and this angle is corresponding this angle, and this angle is corresponding this angle, and this angle is corresponding this angle, and this angle is corresponding. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video and make 5 to 6 types of corresponding angles for yourself, and you should know that corresponding angles are always equal. You can pause the video. When I talk about the corresponding angles, these are nothing but these are your F-shaped angles. I had given you time to try F-shape angles, corresponding angles. You will never use the word F in your exam, otherwise you might lose marks. So if you see I have these vertical lines, an F to the right and an F to the left from the top. Vertical line, F to the right and F to the left from the top, from the bottom. So vertical line on the top, F to the right, F to the left. Vertical line, bottom, F to the right, F to the left. Horizontal line, top side, the left side. To the top to the bottom, horizontal line to the right side, to the top to the bottom. So these are the combinations of F-shaped angles that you can get. And the F-shaped angles are called what? They are called corresponding angles, and the set of corresponding angles are equal. It's very important that you ensure you know the shapes of all these angles and you take time to draw it, because when the sums come, it becomes very easier for you. Corresponding angles. Now let's talk about alternate angles. When I talk about alternate angles, we usually say these are Z shape angles. Now, when I say these are Z shape angles, just understand that you will not use the word Z anywhere, but these are Z shape angles, and alternate angles or the corresponding angles, they are always equal. Whenever you've been given a question, what you have to do is you have to try and spot out alternate angles or the corresponding angles. So alternate angles, pairs of alternate angles, these Z shape angles are alternate angles which are equal. Now, you know, if you look over here, you will be given two parallel lines. Okay. And they will give you a line that intersects. So this is called the transverse. And they ask you to spot alternate angles. Or they'll ask you to spot angles which are equal. So what I will look at is I will try to look at F or Z. So if I say Z, you can see a Z over here. Anywhere else you can see a Z. Let's check. I can see Z here. So Z here, alternate angles equal. Then Z here, alternate angles equal. Now look over here. You can see a Z. Z, alternate angles equal. Can you see a Z? Alternate angles equal. Can you see any other thing over here? I can see an F. Which angles? Corresponding angles equal. Corresponding angles equal. So what are Z shape angles are called alternative angles. Okay, we've given you two diagrams of it. Now what I want you to do is I want you to try and jot down all the possibilities of alternate angles that you can find out. Just remember, these are the angles between the parallel lines. When I say it is between the parallel line, that means it will have a line that will intersect them, and that is called the transverse. Now, from the transverse, I want you to spot down pairs of alternate angles. Now, we've looked for the Z shape angles. I hope you've spotted out. So, if you see, I have made two Z, vertical Zs and horizontal Z. When it's a horizontal Z, I have made one Z with the angle at the right, and I have made one Z with the angle at the left. So angle at the right, angle at the left. So these are Z shape angles, Z shape angles. So this is a pair of alternate angles over here. And then over here, alternate angles, the angles in between Z. Now I have made N. When you see vertically, I have made N with an N on the top and an N on the bottom. So these are pairs of alternate angles. You should draw it, okay, so that you get a hang of it. Now let's talk about Co-interior angles. When I talk about co-interior angles, okay, these angles are not same, but the addition of these angles would give you 180 degree. You should know that. And the co-interior angles is something that looks like a C. So you can have a C on the top, you can have a C at the bottom, you can have a C at the right, you can have a C at the left. So the co-interior angles are angles that meet up to become C. Okay, so these are two colored angles that we have shown you over here. But you should understand one thing, that the addition of these angles, addition of co-interior angles becomes 180 degree. They are not equal. So an F shape angle, that is a corresponding angles, they are same. Z shape angle, that is alternate angles, they are also equal or congruent. But when I talk about co-interior angles, the sum of it makes it 180 degree. Now, how do I use it? When I see over here, I have two parallel lines. In these two parallel lines, I have a C. Sum of these both would give me 180 degree. So what I can do is I can make one angle as X. The other angle would be 180 minus X. Okay. Also, I can use angles in a straight line, makes it 180 degree. So if this angle is X, this angle would be 180 minus X. Okay, so this angle is 180 minus F. Then I see it's what angle? These angles are F-shaped angles. No, these are co-interior angles. These angles are F-shaped angles. So if you see over here, this is 180 degree, 180 minus X. So this F, this would also be 180 minus X. If I see over here, these are vertically opposite angles. So these both angles are congruent. Now, what do I have to do? I have to use the properties of parallel lines or the angles in between parallel lines to find out the missing angles that are given to me. How do I do that? You should first understand. I have two parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that are equidistant from each other, but they never intersect each other. This you should know. Lines equidistant from each other, but they never intersect each other, parallel lines. Now I have a transverse. Okay, I have a transverse that intersects these parallel lines. Now you have to see over here, you have two parallel lines and then you have one line in between that is called the transverse. First, you think from the point of view of a straight line. You know that angles in a straight line, they sum up to 180 degree. So I will take this as X. Angle in a straight line is 180 degree. So the other one would be 180 minus X. Angle in the straight line 180. Other one 180 minus X. Now since you know that angles in the straight line is 180 degree. So everywhere where there is a straight line, you can use this. So it would be X and this would be 180 minus X. Now you start using your F and Z or your vertically opposite angles. So first easy thing is vertically opposite angles. You can use this vertically opposite angles. So this would be X. If this is X, this would be X. Then the other pair. If this is 180 minus X, this will be 180 minus X. 180 minus X, vertically opposite angle 180 minus X. So if you see, only by using these two concepts, I have been able to on all the angles. But now we will also see if we don't have, then what would we do? We can use Z, alternate angles, again Z, alternate angles are equal. See, they are equal. F, Corresponding angles are equal. Again an F. Corresponding angles are equal. Again an F. Corresponding angles are equal. Again an F. Corresponding angles are equal. So you should know this concept about how do you use the transverse. Let's take this example with us that we have, okay, and they want reasons in each step. You have two lines given to you, and you have a transverse, and you need to find the value of A and B. Lines given to you, you need to find the value of A and B. You know these both are vertically opposite angles. If you see very clearly, these both are vertically opposite angles. So A would be 64 degree. What is A? A will be equal to how many degrees? 64 degree. Or A is equal to 64 degree, and the property that we have used is vertically opposite angles. Let's go to the next one. If you see, I can clearly see an F. Set of corresponding angles are equal, so B is also equal to 64 degree. Why? Because it is a corresponding angle. Okay, so this is with the reason. You need to clearly identify. I will give you some sums which you can practice. Now look at this question over here. We'll try to do some questions. We have a question over here. The diagram is between two parallel lines. I have to find the value of x and y. X and y. There's a triangle in between, I can see that. But first I will try to trace it with a pair of a straight line. I know angles in the straight line is equal to 180 degree. So if this is 140, this will become 40. 40. Okay. Similarly, if this is 180, so this will become 60. Why will this be 60? Angles in the straight line. Now you know sum of all angles is 180 degree. Sum of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So if this is 40, this is 60. So what will be y? 100. 100 minus 180. So y will be 80. Now there is no scope to use a straight line over here because I have to find this also and this also. Nothing like that. Now what I can do is I can use z. If this is 60, this will also become how much? 60. So my x is 60 degree and the y is 80 degree. Here I have used the property of sum of all angles of triangle. Here I have used the property of alternate angles. You can definitely try doing it. Okay, come on, think, try, do. This is all what you have to do. Take the next one. It's an isosceles triangle. When I know isosceles triangle, the thing that should come into my mind is sides same, base angles same. Sides same, base angle same. So this is 32. So this will also become 32. Now they have told me angle ABC is 32. AB is equal to AC. Find angle BAC. That means I have to find this angle. Angle A. How will I find angle A? All the three angles, when you total together, it is going to give you 180 degree. So if I say I have to find one angle A, so it will be total 180 degree minus 32 minus 32 degree. That will be the value of your angle A. I'm going to get angle BAC. Angle BAC would be 116 degree. I hope you are with me. Do the next question. What I advise you is that you should pause the question. First think, then again start the video and do the answers. Look over here. I have a triangle ABC, and this triangle is which triangle? Isosceles triangle. Which triangle? Isosceles triangle. Now, since that triangle is an isosceles triangle, and I know my AC is parallel to BD. What is parallel to what? AC is parallel to BD. Find the value of A and B. I need to find A and B. First thing I can see over here is a Z. If I can see a Z, that means this is which angle? Alternate angles. If I know these are alternate angles, angle A will be 40 degree. Now how about angle B? If this is 40, these two sides are the same. Which two sides are same? Let me check. This will be 40 degree. Now angle, I have to find B. How will I find B? So there is one mistake that we have made over here. It's an alternate angle, right? So this angle will be equal to this angle, Z. So angle B would be 40 degrees. Now I have to find angle A. I have to find this. I know since this triangle is an isosceles triangle and I see these two sides are equal, that means these two angles will be equal. Okay. So if I say C is 40 degree, so the remaining these two angles would be how much? So it would be 180 minus 40 because all the angles of a triangle sum up to 180. So the total of angle A plus angle B is going to be how much? It is going to be 140 degree. So this plus this is going to be how much? 140 degree. But I know both these angles are equal. Since I know both these angles are equal, so 140 divided by 2, half of this 70 degree will be for this and 70 degree will be for A. So angle A is 70 degree and it is done. Next question. Let's have a look at the next question. I've been given AB is equal to BC. That means angle X will be equal to angle A. Isosceles triangle. I want to find the value of X. If I have to find the value of X, I clearly see a Z over here. So X will be 50 degree alternate angles. I don't even need the isosceles angle property. Okay. So I have found the value of X as 50 degree. Let's see if I have to find the value of this and this angle B and angle A. So if X is 50 degree, angle B plus angle D, this will total up to 180. So this is 50. So this will be 180 minus 50. This would become 130 degree. I'm only left with this one. I know this 130 degree plus this 50 degree. There is some issue. So Z. Think. Try to think. You have to think. Thinking is the main thing. The reason why I'm not pausing the video is I'm trying to make you understand. Look over here. I know angle Y is going to become 130 degree because it is a straight line. This we already found out. According to us, angle X is 50 degree because of alternate angles. I cannot use alternate angle property because this is not a parallel line. This was the mistake that was happening. Okay, so you have to be very careful. Now, I know this 130 degree plus this angle and this angle, which are equal base angles of isosceles triangles. What are these? Base angles of isosceles triangle. This will make 180 degree. So sum of both these angles is going to be 180 minus 130. 180 minus 130. Sum of both these angles will be 50 degree. But since it is an isosceles triangle, angle A will be 25 degree, angle C will be 25 degree. Base angles of isosceles triangle. Okay. And how do you write the properties? You need to write these properties to solve. But more importantly, you should be able to solve. Come on over here. We have two parallel lines and I have to find x. Understand, if I want to find this, I will first try to look at things which are nearby this. Okay. So if I want something which is nearby this, since now this is a parallel line, I can spot a z. So this would become 43 degree, alternate angles. Now if you see two sides are equal, that means it is an isosceles triangle. So the base angles would be equal. So this would also be 43 degree. Now I know interior angles of a quadrilateral. Interior angles of a triangle, they sum up to 180 degree. Okay. If they sum up to 180 degrees, so I know 180 minus 43 is going to give me x. I use the calculator. 180 minus 43 minus 43. My x is going to be 94 degree. And I am done. Let's look at another thing. First pause the video, try yourself, then go to the solution. I have f. Now since I have f parallel lines, this is 63, this is going to be 63. Which angles are these? These are corresponding angles. So angle A is 63. Why? Because of corresponding angles. Now I have an F over here also, corresponding angles. So this is 58. So this is also going to be 58. Interior angles of a triangle sum up to 180 degree. So angle B is going to be 180 minus 63 minus 58, which is going to make it 59 degree. Sum of interior angles of triangle. Again, what you will do, you will pause the video, go to the next sum. This is a trapezium and they want me to work out the value of x. You will first pause the video, try to do, then you will do it. Now, if you know a trapezium is a quadrilateral between two parallel lines, that means this line is parallel to this line. If this line is parallel to this line, it means this angle will be equal to this. Let's see Z. Or I could say sum of these two makes a C. So sum of these two will make it 180 degree. That means 97. This is a C over here. 97 minus 3x plus 69 plus 5x is going to make it 180 degree. Just think I need to solve for x. Okay. So 97 plus 69 makes it 166 plus 2x is equal to 180 degree. So my x is going to be 180 minus 166 divided by 2. You'll just put it on the calculator. So x is equal to 7 degrees or x is equal to 7.